Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Caspian and I read a lot of books, mainly library books. And today I'm here for my September TBR and I'm gonna use my TBR game for this. So it's been a while since I used this. I think it was April? I had the intention of using it in June, but my summer just went. It's been a while. It's been a wild ride. So no. And also there's been a lot of books that I have been on waiting lists for that have come to me in the beginning of summer. So I realized that I had to focus on those. And now that is thinning out a little bit. So I thought I was gonna give this a go. And one other thing is that I actually learned to edit a little bit, as you might have noticed, through my reading vlogs and so forth. So I now feel that I can do this in a way that I want to. So what I'm doing today is that I'm gonna do my roles on my board. And then another day, when I'm at the library, I'm gonna take whatever prompts I have from the board that I haven't found at home, and I'm gonna bring those to the library and bring those back. So while you're watching this, it's gonna look like it's all happening like in a good flow, but it's not. It's being filmed on 2 different days and then I'm just cutting and editing. So it's a new experience for me doing this video and editing it, and it's yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I'm gonna show you the board and I'm gonna explain some things, and I'm gonna explain how I think when it comes to, you know, the books I'm gonna pick and whatever. So just some, you know, thoughts before I start rolling. So that's my plan. So, as you can see, I am doing my best to show you the board. So, first of all, I have put my little spider where I left her last time. So, I'm quite sure that that's where I left her, on this little bucket. And the bucket is connected to the well. So, I'm gonna just go through some basic rules. So I'm rolling. I have 2 dice here, and I'm rolling 5 times. So five times I'm rolling. So after that, if I haven't picked a book from my own shelves, my physical TBR, then I will also pick a book from my TBR jar for the month, so that I have 6 books. And then I also always have a book club book to read, but the book club book for September goes into October, so I'm not, it doesn't have to be prioritized in the same way that it would have been if I did this in August. So the board goes this way. And we are currently here. So on this board we have all of the runes in the Uthark, right? And I have my rules here. Rules for my own TBR game. I did some changes. If you have been here from the start with my TBR game, or if you are going to watch all of the videos with my TBR game, then you will see, or you will know, that I have changed the rules, or added some rules, I would say, along the way. So every rune has a prompt to it on my rule sheet, and sometimes there are actions happening. So as you can see, there's this rune here that has 1, 2 or 3 actions. That is the rune of Eo or Ewas, and it's the reader of the world. And so then you have to roll again, but I will tell you more when we get there. So when it comes to the actions, I will tell you more when I get to those runes or those places on the board. But 2 things I want to talk about before I start rolling, and one thing is the well. So this is Odin's pick, And this is the Well of Mimer, which is the well of knowledge in the Nordic tradition. And so in the well, I have priority reads. So those are titles from my current books that I have home from the library. So books that I will probably not get to in August, as I'm filming this, I am quite sure. And books that are due in September, so it would be good if they were on here. I might also pick those books for other prompts, but this is like a way to make sure that they are in the game, in a way. Okay, so Odin's pick is connected to this rune over here, which is E or Ewas, and that is Odin's pick. So if I get on this one, I will that means I will dig in the well or use the bucket to pick up a reed from the well. And I've also added one, let's start from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, because I'm standing on a bucket, and then 4 buckets. So there are 5 times that I could go to the well, right? And then on top of that, I have this jar over here. Sun pick. These are just prompts that I haven't fit on the board. So when I made the prompts for the different runes, I had to pick, one aspect of every rune, and then there were certain things that didn't really fit that complements the prompts on the board. So for instance, I have one prompt here somewhere that is a thick book, and so on here I have a small book. In this one I have a small book. So like over 500 pages somewhere here, and below 200 pages or something, I think, in here, just to, complement the board a little bit. I think that's all you gotta know when we go into it. And if I ever end up over here, where there's a lot of things happening, I will tell you about it. I haven't gotten there so far. But yeah, so 5 rolls. So here are my dice. So I'm gonna roll those for roll number 1. 3. 1, 2, 3. Just gonna make sure that there's nothing that I am missing. So this is actually no, the thick book is over here. Okay, good. So this is the rune of Petra or Perthro, and this is Mountain or Wisdom Keepers, a book with a quest. So that is actually, so that's the first prompt, a book with a quest. So I have my little notepad here. I'm writing September TBR game, and I'm writing down the rune for prompt 1. A book with a quest. And you will see what book I pick now. So for a book with a quest, I have chosen The Lost World by Arthur Conan Doyle. It's almost 200 pages, and I think it's nice to have some short books. I was actually afraid that all books with quests would be long, but we'll see, yeah. So I'm happy that they had this one. I didn't think they would, but I'm happy they did. So this is my book with a quest. And then I welcome you back to roll number 2. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we are at the 18th rune, which is E Orewas. This is Odin's pick. TBR cards, a stack of cards from my current TBR, or with titles I would like to prioritize. So that is in here. So I'm just gonna do this. It's only 3 titles. It's books that I have on my in my TBR card for now. So I'm just gonna close my eyes as well, so I don't, because I think I know which one is which if I look. So I'm just gonna pick one, put those other back. And this is Apprentice to the Villain. I don't know if you can see this. but Apprentice to the Villain. So that is my second book, Apprentice to the Villain, and I'm gonna put this up here. And then I got Odin's Pick, Apprentice to the Villain, and I have that one here. It has reached me from the library. I've had it for a week or so, and it's due back on the 8th of September, so I need to get to it fast. This will be one of my priority reads. That's also why it was in the well. And then I welcome you back for the third roll. Oh my, let's see. Let's move you over here. 8. Okay, and now I have to remember to walk on the bucket. I don't get to skip the bucket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, so this is the last on the board, and that's a free pick. That's wonderful. For my free pick, I found this at the library, Morgonstjärnan, which is the Morning Star, or just Morning Star. This is the third book in the Red Rising trilogy. They had it in. So this will probably be my free pick for September. I put a clause on this because there are a few books that I'm waiting on from the library, and if one of those comes and I have shorter time to read them, because if there's a waiting list on a book, sometimes the book is only with me for 2 weeks, and if that happens, that might have to be my free pick, but hopefully this will be it. So this is how I plan to do this game, to just start over again when I reach the end, because I read library books, which means that I don't have a physical TBR that is endless, that will fill all of these prompts. So I feel more comfortable just rolling 5 times and then picking something from my own TBR, physical TBR, if for a 6th book, because I don't want to put too many books on my TBR. This month for September, I also have, I think there are 3 books that I might get from the library in September that will be probably due in somewhere in October, sometime in October. So, and I might want to read those when I get them. So I want to make sure that I have room for it, and that I have room for reading some more of the Clan of the Cave Bear that I am annotating. And yeah, I just want to make room for other reads, so I don't feel pressured, because I'm done pressuring myself. So we are back here. So this is just a starter. This is where I start. So doesn't say anything. It's just I made this here to have somewhere to start. So let's roll number 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, a bucket. You know what that means? That means one of these again. So, okay, I'm just gonna do this, and I'm looking another direction, even though you can't see it. I'm looking out the window, and then I put that one back, and Children of the Fallen Gods. And then I got another Odin's Pick, Children of Fallen Gods by Carissa Broadbent, the second book in the War of Lost Hearts. And this is the sequel that I've had on my shelf, and I need to read it because it's also due at 8th of September. So this, along with Apprentice to the Villain, are my priority reads for the first week or so of September before I have to return them. So I'm so happy that I rolled and ended up on a bucket with this one. And welcome back for the 5th and final roll on the board. And so far we've had we've ended up on Pertro for a book with a quest. We have ended up on here with Odin's Pick, Apprentice to the Villain, and then we ended up on a free pick, and then when I started the board game we ended up on another bucket. I haven't had this many buckets, or like this. This is like the first time I've had an Odin's Pick. I think I I'm happy I put more buckets on. I decided to do that. So, fifth and final roll. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, okay. This is not the first time I've gotten this. Is or Insus, Face Your Fears, a thriller or horror or a book you have been dreading. And for Face My Fears, a thriller, a horror or a book I've been dreading, I chose to go to the library and see what they had. And they don't have a shelf for horror books. They have one for suspense/mystery, so I went there and I found this one, and it's supposed to be thrilling. This is Richard Osman's We Solve Murders. So this is not a part of Thursday Murder Club. I think it's a standalone. I'm not sure, but I think so. And I'm looking forward to it. It's a book where they are supposed to be going around the world. There's two people, Steve and Amy Wheeler, and they are so Steve Wheeler is a retired PI, and then Amy is his daughter-in-law, and she is a lifeguard, and she gets in trouble and calls him up. He's retired, of course. There's retired people in Osman's books, and they end up on a thrilling adventure across the world, chasing someone and trying to avoid them at the same time. So yeah, it seems thrilling. Let's hope it is. Wonderful. So that was all from the TBR game this month. Okay, so now that I have shown you all of the books for the prompts in the game, I'm going to draw a slip from my TBR jar. So every month I try to read at least one book from my own TBR, and this is my TBR jar. So all the titles, it's around 30-ish or something like that. All the titles are in here. When there's a series I haven't read, it's only in here once, and then I put it back again. So if I draw that, I read the first book, and if I decide to keep the series, then I put it back in the bowl, so I can draw the next one next time. So that's how I have chosen to handle the series aspect, so I don't have like a lot of those. One series is one book on one slip in here, you know. So let's see what I get for September. I'm always a bit nervous. What if it's a book I don't want? Or like I don't really feel like. But I have a whole month to read it. Usually it's like I read this last in the month when I have to return all of my library books and I have some time left in the month. That's when I read the book, my own book, so we'll see. And it can be slim or it can be chunky. Oi, okay. This is actually a non-fiction. It says Kriget är slut by Morgan Alling. So Morgan Alling, let's just say his name in Swedish, shall we? Morgan Alling. I will put the name on the screen, and I will go get the book. Okay, so this is the book. It's a small paperback. It's around 300 pages. So this is actually Morgan Alling. So this is I think it's a memoir. So it says on the back that he was we have like summer speakers in Sweden, so on the radio. Yes, on the radio. Each summer there are like a series of summer speakers. So there's like famous people from back in the day or now that gets some time on the air and talk about their life. So it's like an audio essay that they perform on the radio, talking about their life. And he did this, it doesn't say when he did it, but after he did that, like the response was huge. and no one had been able to suspect what the things that he had been through. It says, maybe because no one had suspected that the happy-go-lucky popular actor had another side to him. His early childhood was filled with police interferences, drunken parties and abuse. At 4 years old, he was separated from his alcoholized mother. He ended up in an orphanage and sent from foster family to foster family. The turn came when he got a loving foster dad that dared to put demands on him, and when he found theater, it became his second home. And the title of this is Kriget är slut, and that's The War is Over. The War is Over is a gripping tale of a child that rose from the ashes, you can say. That's me paraphrasing and trying to translate the Swedish word they're using. That didn't just manage to turn his luck around, but he also turned his challenges into strength. So, and in this book he portrays that. And I've been looking forward to reading this. So this actor was really popular when I was a child. He was in, we have like a summer show in Sweden, like it's almost like an advent calendar, but it's for the summer. So like when the summer is off, when you're off for the summer in Sweden, there's this show on TV that airs every morning to like engage the children, and it has different themes every year, and he was in one of those shows as the host together with another person. That's how I got to know his face and his personality, and he really is a happy-go-lucky kind of guy, or has always been. I'm not sure what he's doing now, but I'm sure I will look it up when I read this book. So I actually look forward to this. Most of my books on my shelves I look forward to reading, so this is not an exception from that rule. So yeah, I found this cost me 20 crowns at the second-hand bookstore Stadsmissionen here in the municipality that I live. So it was a find, and I'm looking forward to reading it. So the last book on my TBR for September is my book club book, and it's a book by Alberto Violdo, and it's called, the English title is Mending the Past and Healing the Future with Soul Retrieval, but we are reading it in Swedish in my Swedish book club. But this is my book club book for September and October, so I have time. It's roughly 200 pages, or just about, something like that. So I have time to read this one, but I hope to get through half of it in this month. So that means I have 2 non-fiction books on my TBR for this month, so that's new. And then I found another book at the library that, because this goes back to when I was looking for a book with a quest. You've seen the book I picked for a book with a quest. I had another option as well, and it's a book that I have been meaning to read for a long time, and I can, if I don't get to it in September, I can probably extend the loan, so we'll see. It's quite a short one. It's C.S. Lewis' Out of the Silent Planet, and it's the Swedish translation of it. So I'm not really sure what it's about, but which kind of sounds weird that I've been looking forward to reading it. But the thing is, I've been looking to read other books by C.S. Lewis outside of the Narnia universe, so I'm intrigued to see how this book is, and I'm glad that it's so short, because it gives me like a sample, you know, a taste test to see if I enjoy it. There's 2 more books in this trilogy if I like it. So, every video needs an outro, not right? So here I am. So that was my TBR for September, and my TBR game, Shamanic Journey, for September. Wish me luck. There's 7 books on my TBR, and I really hope to get to all of them, plus that extra one. So I think it's like 7.5, because I only need to read half of my book club book. So wish me luck, and I really think I will enjoy my reading this month. I am really looking forward to all of these books. So I hope you enjoy your reading as much as I hope to. And I will see you soon. Xingling!